As my music starts to fade out in the background, welcome back to another episode of AM Sports Consultancy, AMSC. This time, it's going to be a little bit different. So as you always remember before, I always get guests on. I want to talk about them and talk about their stories and their backgrounds. Well, today, I want to bring on the first series of my customer chats. So again, it's given outside of what AMSC does, but also the type of companies that I'm working with and trying to help as we go forward. But also able to show you guys some of the platforms that I think every single club should be getting involved with. So the first one, you've seen his face go up there a couple of seconds ago, is connected to Will Biggs, involved at Zeeon. And again, what I love about the platform, and Will explain it much better than I do, is the unique simplicity of it, but also the opportunity it gives you right across the board when it comes to sponsorships, but also when it comes to activating your supporters, no matter where they live in the world. And there's some really cool things coming down the road. And I'm delighted to be involved with them and try to help them in Ireland to start with, but hopefully going forward in that. Anyway, enough talking to me. I'll bring the man on himself. Will, how you doing?
Hello, how are you? Yeah, well, good, thanks, mate. Not too bad.
I'm good for what is another cold November day in Sweden. So we're starting to get the snow kicking into us. That's how we know we're definitely heading towards Christmas. Anyway, thank you so much for jumping on to us. Just give us an outline first before we go any further with the company about you and where you came from and your background within sport and your passion and love for sport. Your own personal story. What's the link and connection into sport for you?
Yeah, so I'm from a small little forgotten county in England called Herefordshire. From there, picked up a rugby ball from my earliest memory, I think. And played grassroots rugby all the way up to college/university. Went to Hartpury and then studied business management there whilst playing at Buck Super Rugby, which at the time was very good achievement for myself. From there, went to play Championship Rugby, still am. I'm currently playing at Coventry Rugby Club. We're sitting mid-table at the moment. We've got Ealing away this weekend, so fairly big fixture. But along with that, sort of balancing my time with the love of sport with work as well.
Yeah, and from that, I always say to everybody that I get involved with, it's always brilliant that you have a passion because and your sport and your job is your passion, because it's very difficult. I know people who've got up in their jobs, myself included, when I first started working, it was very much, I'm doing this so I can get paid, so I can go out and do a game with the lads, or so I can go to these different things. So give us a little background into your own thoughts around Zeeon and give an idea of where that came from to start with. Where did it manifest from?
Yeah, so again, it goes back to my love of sport. I think it's coming up to 5 years. While I was still at university, we went to watch a Boxing Day game, Gloucester v Harlequins at Twickenham, the big game. We got there stupidly early, family tradition, I don't know, even before the players were warming up. So we sat right up in the gods, got a bit of a hangover, and I thought, wouldn't it be great to go and have a matchday program? Anyway, there's no program booths around the top floor of Twickenham. So I thought, is there anything on my phone? No. And then, from that, sort of sparked a bit of a light in my head saying, well, why isn't it on your phone? Why can't I scan a QR code, read all the information I need to know all about that fixture from the comfort of my own seat with a pint? Nothing was there at the time. So, yes, took it from there and away we go.
And give an outline of the kind of the organization itself and what the goal of what Zeeon is looking to do. Yeah. So if I came to you and said, I've heard your name, don't know what it is, what exactly is it you guys do?
Yeah, so we originally were founded and named as Matchday Info 5 years ago. And at the time, our sole responsibility for clubs was to have the PDF that was printed out in mass for that fixture and converted that into an online flip page for fans to access that worldwide. Very, very simple. The printers would give us the PDF and we would then put that onto our Matchday Info app. Fans could access it anywhere, download it, archive it, and read anywhere on the go. From there, we rebranded as Zeeon during COVID, primarily because we wanted to diversify to other events. We were getting inquiries from all sorts of industries, which didn't really fit the name Matchday Info. So from there, we diversified. We created our own platform, took the app off the App Store. It's now at www.zeeon.co.uk.ie.com. From there, we're ready to go. Any industry can contact us and we can make an interactive web page in the style of a matchday program for you.
Yeah, and that's what really is cool. I'll give an example for everyone that's out there. I'm working with Will on a couple of clubs in Ireland, and I sent them to the details last night, and I got a complete version of it straight back to my phone within 12 hours, 13 hours, accepting people going to sleep. And what I loved about it is it was really quick and interactive. And what is brilliant about it is when you scroll through the page, you're getting to see YouTube clips, you're getting to see information on players, you're getting to see all those things. You personally, what's your favorite part when you look at the Zeeon app? What's the one that gives you the most satisfaction as being someone involved in it? Is there one part of the program that stands out more than another?
It's more the aesthetics of it. Like previously having that flip page on the mobile, it looked very, very old school, turning and zooming in into an old PDF. It's quite a hard job on a mobile. But now with the optimized web page that we have on Zeeon, the minute you click on the link, the minute you scan a QR code within the stadium, the content loads on the user's phone very, very quickly, fills the whole screen, a glossy front cover. You can scroll down, the scroll effect. Everyone scrolls on social media nowadays, and it's very easy to navigate through all the information you need of that event. The articles are quite nice because you've got the traditional elements of the media that were within the Matchday program converted into our Zeeon X webpage, and you can read the content, you can watch interviews, highlights, you can click on advertising. Everything that you need about that match is all within the program, and you can click on it and actually it's engaging opposed to just being static and held on your phone.
What I love about it as well is my 4-year-old, that's his jersey up there in the corner before anyone asks. And my 4-year-old, I gave it to him and see, could he use it? And he was scrolling away straight away. He was zooming in, zooming out. And now, look, most 4-year-olds when it comes to technology are geniuses anyway, but it just showed to show how easy it was to come in and out. And I love the element of connecting into the players and getting to know who the players are and the opportunity that's there, because in some clubs, they want their players to get front and center, like some federations will be there, and they want to get their players' names out there, and the players themselves want to get involved. But from going forward, when you first started working with the clubs, how many clubs now do you work with in the UK at the moment?
Going back to your point you just made there, it's really interesting you say that, because for me, as someone going to a ground and wanting to read and digest the content of that particular game, I don't want to scan a QR code and see. This sounds horrendous, and if anyone's doing it, I do apologize. But an 80-year-old president message from the stadium to talk about the traditional elements of this game. Yeah, it's great. It sounds amazing. But I want to see the team. I want to know what's going on. I want to click on players, see stats, and sort of consume that content. That's the bit I find really interesting. In terms of the clubs that we're working with at the moment, we're working with around 100. We're branching out quite quickly. We've signed some mass agreements for next season, which will bring on 50 to 100 clubs at a time. So yeah, the product itself, we're working with many Gallagher Premiership teams here in England, Rugby Championship. We're also doing the URC as well. We've got the 4 Welsh regions on the platform. So yeah, we're continually to grow in those areas. But yeah, expansion in Ireland is definitely the next key to the chapter for us.
Yeah, and I think from my perspective, when we're looking at it, it opens up conversations. Like the first thing, let's get the elephant out of the room as well, because people will have said this to me when I spoke about you guys is, oh, but hold on, we make a grand a game on our match day program. So why would we then give this for free to people? Surely there's a time factor that we would put into this, and there's a cost element to us doing that. I'm assuming you'll have been asked that question before. I know that because you've given me the answer already. Yeah. But let's say I've asked you that now. What's the answer you give back if somebody asks that question?
All right, I'm a nose. So I've spoke to, where we've got 100 clubs signed up, I've spoke to thousands of clubs, and we get different responses about their trends and what's going on. I'd say about 10% of the teams we speak to are making money maximum off their program sales. There's not many, let's be honest. And if they are, fantastic, fair play to you. That's great. But why not make more if you're already making money? So you can almost have an interactive web page next to your match day program. You've got a huge following online. Yeah, you're putting the PDF online, but again, we goes back to my first point of having that flip page, which is very hard to consume on a mobile device. So why not have a small offering of that match day program on your phone, and so fans coming into the game know exactly what's going on, or you've got fans on social media can quickly navigate through and see some of the commercials, see what's going on at the club, see who's playing. And I'll take you back to, because I'm going to take myself away from the equation at the moment in terms of being a sports fan. So I don't know, a couple months back, I went to the theatre with my girlfriend. I hate it. I'll go as a tick box. Okay. I found myself for the halftime show, it's not halftime, the interval of wanting to know more about who's playing the role. Instead of buying I'm not going to buy a £10 brochure / program for the theatre. However, I would scan a QR code and read quickly about what's going on. And while I'm there, why doesn't the theatre have some adverts, have some bits and bobs trying to entice me back to the next show? So, you're not just attracting the hardcore fans that are going to that event, you're also attracting the casuals that will go there once or twice, not necessarily want to part ways of €5 or €10, a couple quid here and there. They want to just know exactly what's going on and be in and out within a couple of minutes, and they would be on their way, and they might come back to a fixture in a couple of months and know exactly, maybe buy a program then or read the content via Zeeon.
And I think what you've also mentioned there is the part that I love about this whole platform is, and the answer I would give to anybody is, you're opening up your sponsors to new evolutions. So if you get 5,000 people going to your game, let's say you've got 2,000 programs, okay? Those 2,000 programs you're printed. First of all, there's a cost to printing every one of them. Two, there's a time factor to doing all those things. And three, the one that I really like is that you're telling your commercial partners that we've got these 2,000 people that will look at your advert. Now, as you also said, people will get a matchday program. They'll look to the middle so they see who's playing, and they'll look to like the bits about the players, look about it. That's it they'll do. However, with the interactive bit, they'll scan their QR code. One, they'll definitely take it home because it's going to be on their phone. Two, they've got access to this ability to see their adverts and click right through to the brands and customers, or commercial guys that are working. So you'll be able to tell your sponsors really quickly if their advert works with your partners or not. And three, and what I really like is that they then go global to it. They can send that anywhere. They can send a QR code to anybody they want. Be the sponsor themselves can do it, or the club can do it. And now you're opening up a conversation, as you said, about the social media element, because people don't just watch the games anymore. They do a hell of a lot more. You're giving them that experience that is so much more valuable than, let's say, that 500 to €1,000 a game you're after getting. What's the process when it comes to you guys? So, for example, if one of those 100 clubs, when they first signed up with you guys and they said, yeah, do you know what? We're on board. We're going to be doing it for next season. What's the steps that they would have to go through next?
Yeah, so we've literally launched in the last couple of months a Join Now button on the platform. So you can go on our website and fill in 5-6 questions, takes less than a minute. We trialed it for numerous of people and get the average time. I think it comes out of 52 seconds or something like that. And then once we get that through, we will go through and make sure that we can tailor make our custom page for you, for that club, because we want, although we're talking hypothetically huge teams here, this was also made for the grassroots club in mind as well, because some grassroots clubs have a few A4 bits of paper that they print out throughout the whole season, put on the bar. Yeah, that's great again, but you can have a QR code now, and literally you can have the same effect and printing out less. It looks smarter, it looks cleaner. You can please your local sponsors. It's almost acts as a bit of a business tool for them for networking at the bar. So yeah, fans can also engage a bit, but in terms of the club, once they've signed up, you can be verified within 24 hours. You get a tutorial pack. You can always chat to myself or one of our other colleagues as well to help out. And again, we help out with the promotional elements as well. So once your publication is made, we give you promotional material for social media, for QR code posters around the ground, videos to go up on the big screen if you have access to one. So yeah, we're very much the process from start to finish, not just the design process.
Yeah, that's really interesting for me as well. The elements that you have different parts of that you can work with and that you can get involved with. What I found really exciting. So when I came across you guys, I was looking at it, and I'll be honest, my first thought was, okay, it's another digital program. It's something that you could just put on your PDF and you can send around. But the fact you can go in and interact and play with it a little bit, i.e. you can show why someone would come back. And your example around the theatre is a perfect example. So again, 50% of the hardcore fans will go to every game no matter what. But there is a 50% of fans who either go or connected to the club who really want to know the information, but want to be enticed back. So you can't control what happens on the field. That's out of your control. There's nothing you can do about that. Win, lose, draw. Doesn't matter what. No matter what you think you can do, you can't do much about that. But what you can do is you can create YouTube links, YouTube connections, which allow somebody to go, oh, by the way, we're part of our commentary playing Ealing this weekend. Last time we lost by a point or won by a point or what it looked like. It's going to be pretty similar again. And you're acting as your marketing tool as well. And it's all worked in one particular cost. When it comes to the actual element of once you get your QR code and you're sending it out, how simple is it once you've set up all for them to be able to send it out to their people? Or what's the process that they would have to do around match day, for example, that they would have to work for that?
So once that template is made, all they would have to do then is duplicate it throughout the season, change the kickoff time, obviously who they're playing, just type in the player's name, the away team, if there's any changes for the home team. So the process of making it easier for the media department as well as the end user is one of our goals. We want, instead of the club, contacting the publishers and the designers and, and then contacting us if they're going digital as well. It's about 4 different companies involved in one product, and it costs a lot of money. So why not strip that right back, give control back to the clubs, let them design what they want and talk to us, and we can help them in any way necessary. Drag and drop their content in from their files. Again, very straightforward. We made the templates to make it look good. It'd be incredibly hard to make it look bad. And then once they're finished, they let us know, drop us an email, and we can then design the promotional graphics, and away they go. But in terms of the next fixture, a simple click of a duplication button, the next fixture is made, change a few bits here and there if they want to, and away they go again.
And where do you see the future of this? So this has changed over the last 3 or 4 years, I can imagine. And with the pandemic, there was also a nice kind of timing for you guys to be able to have, because a lot of people may not feel comfortable going to football or sporting occasions at the moment. And so this gives them the opportunity to still link in back into the club. Where do you see the future? What's the next kind of steps for this industry?
Yeah, like I mentioned, Matchday Info earlier on this call was like the initial concept of this brand, and again, just PDFs at the time, making it digital, and that was looking back on it. It was obviously just myself, a few geeks just working on the back end, and it was a good time. COVID was an incredibly difficult period for the company, as it was for many. There was events happening behind closed doors. We allowed every club on the platform to use Matchday Info at the time, free of charge for the whole season. We understood the losses that they were making in terms of financial risks. So we wanted to help them out and be supportive during that time. And then in return from there, they've signed up with now Zeeon because, we helped them out when they needed us, and, they're sort of repaying the favor now. But yeah, COVID, we sort of leapfrog a lot of derelict apps at the time. And I think we found ourselves in the top 50 very quickly of the App Store. Obviously, content still needed to be commercially tick box for a lot of these clubs, and we were fulfilling that. So it was a great experience. But rebranding to Zeeon has certainly helped us. Again, I mentioned theatre. We definitely want to go into that, horse racing, boxing. There's so many different events and fixtures that we want to go into. At the moment, we're predominantly rugby union, rugby league, and football, but that's changing massively. We're having inquiries all the time, even to do business brochures on our platform, and that's something which we're catering for now going forward. So although rugby is focal for me, and I need to probably let that go more because it's a passion of mine, but there's people around me who are involved in sort of diversifying the company a bit.
And where do you guys see, if somebody's looking to get in touch with you guys, you said about the website before, what personal USP would you put down for Zeeon that would be different, not to anybody else, I'm not comparing to anybody else, but what's the USP that you guys say to yourselves, this is what makes us unique, this is what makes us different? What would that be?
Yeah, and again, I'm going to use a case study of my dad. Dad's getting on 60, going on 70, and he finds it very hard to keep up with technology. He often gets frustrated that companies nowadays don't have that personal touch in terms of their clients. And ever since we started with Zeeon, I really wanted to make sure that we could be really easily contactable. Like, you don't have to wait 72 hours on a whole unless it's a weekend or something's going on, but in terms of, on average, we will get back to you straight away. Once you've signed up, we'll have that really personal approach where we're always there to help. We hold your hand throughout the whole process, and a lot of these tech companies are just very much, here's the password, off you go, pay us the money. But with us, we're sports fans at the end of the day. We've got a passion for sport. We know what it's all about. We know what your fans like. I'm sort of getting to that age now where I'm getting to that target demographic of what the clubs need to sort of target for going forward. Mid-20s, going on 30. This is the future fan base that they need to.
You're only a baby. Don't worry, you're only a baby.
but in terms of progression and a lot of sports at the moment have got an aging demographic, and Zeeon does tick all those right boxes where we're making it easy for them to zoom in and out, make the text bigger. We want to make sure we're ticking all the right boxes with that, but at the same time we need to make it sexy. We need to make it really appealing for new clubs and new fans coming to sports.
Yeah, I think you've hit the nail on the head. And I love the fact of that you're looking outside the box of just rugby. I think that's
Yeah.
something that is really important. You look at Ireland as a country, the GAA, which we've spoken about, is a massive target audience for us because I think there's so many opportunities because there's so many clubs. And the thing about it is there's so much passion for sport around the world and the desperation to have a link and a connection in. And a lot of sponsors give money to clubs, not just in Ireland, but around the world without having a expectation to make money back. Really, it's done for the love of that club, or it's love because they're in their vicinity, or it's a CSR project or whatever that may be. So we're hopefully giving clubs the opportunity to go back to their sponsors and say, we've also got this for you as well, without anything extra. And I think that's something that's really there. So there's a tangible value for you as a club. There's also a saving time because there's so much issue around clubs, professional, semi-professional, amateur. They've all got so much time factors. And if we could take that away from you and allow you to be able to just go and do your day job and go to stuff that's important to your club and let us concentrate on this, why would you not do it? The pricing is obviously something that would need to get across to it. And is it a unique model to each individual club? Is that how it works, or how do you look at a pricing structure?
Yeah. So we charge, so on that sign up process when the clubs come to us and press the join now button, we ask for their target reach as well and their audience that they're getting on socials and attendances to make sure that we can give back a fair price. We want to save them money at the end of the day. We're a tool that helping the clubs in saving money, boosting engagement, exposure of their sporting event. So yeah, we quote depending on the size of the club, and we want, again, I want to emphasize this. We want to target grassroots clubs massively because we want to assist them in getting their websites better, their socials more slicker, and everything around that match day to really help their sponsors as well.
Yeah, look, it's been absolutely fantastic talking to you. I said it was going to be around 20 minutes, and I'm up at 22, so I'm not too bad with myself.
That's
I'm
right.
quite happy with it. Yeah, it's not too bad. They really can't say enough about what you guys do. So massively appreciate your time and jumping on. Really, really do. Looking forward to working with you guys in Ireland and hopefully then further afield, even into Sweden, places, different areas. Oh, that's a question I was going to ask you at the end. When it comes to languages, is it at the moment it's just English, but is the hope long term to potentially branch that out?
Yeah. There's several updates in the next year. We got plans for the next 5 years. But the language element to the platform is something that we're really focused on in the next 12 months. Using the gift of AI, I'm sure that we can really boost Zeeon and make it really well received by any club coming to us.
Yeah, see, that's really interesting. And that's part anyone, and it's a commercial brain that listening to the last 20 seconds of this conversation gets an idea of where this organization is going to and why you need to get involved with it and the connection you can do and the opportunities that it creates for you globally is massive. Well, thank you so much for getting onto the call. Really do appreciate it. Again, looking forward to working with you guys going forward. Thanks so much, my man.
Thank you very much. Nice to see you.
See, that's my first customer call, and on purpose I picked him, and on purpose I picked that organization. They are really exciting. They came to me when I was in the middle of doing a lot of other projects, and I'll be honest, I've had 5 or 6 companies come to me and ask them to help them out around working with in Ireland, and these are the first guys I said yes to because I can see the platform benefit. I can see the platform benefit for a professional rugby team right down to that schools level club team who only have a small amount of fans going, but have a bigger reach across Ireland and into Europe and into the world. And that's where I think the long-term goal of what you're doing. Also, the value of it is insane because we spend all money on our programs and we make $1,000 a game if that's what it is. And as Will said earlier, that's only around 10% of people. So if you're in that 10%, well done. But you make that $1,000, but what does it actually cost you? The time you gave to that, could you not have given that person something else that they would have made roughly the same money? Also, sponsors will love you. Sponsors will love it. It'll be added to your activation process and it gives them a click through right away. Contact me if you're in an Irish club and you want to learn a little bit more, or a federation, or a brand, or anything you want to get involved with, and you want to learn more about Zeeon, come on to me. The details on Will is at the bottom of the YouTube link as well. So have a look at that. It's just been a great call. It's been a great conversation with a great person. So as I always say to everybody, it's stuff like that. Keep an eye on it. Don't put to the back of your head straight away where it's like, oh, it's digital. We don't do digital. We just do print. This is a little bit different. And this is something that you really should get involved in. Anyway, I'm going to let you go. Thanks very much for listening. Thanks very much for watching. Make sure you follow us on all the social media channels that are there. You'll find my website. We've got a season 2 of my commercialization conversations with different people on vlog. That's coming soon. So hopefully you'll get involved in that. Enjoy your day. Stay safe. Don't get too cold. And we look after yourself. Thanks very much, folks.